One of the things that people don't talk about being a business owner, especially being a creative business owner, is the difference between being talented and being paid. In this episode of Behind the Craft, I'm going to talk about the truth behind turning your creativity into income. So let's get started. I ended up having several baby showers for each of my children. I have 3 children. And over the years of planning baby showers, not only for them and myself, but also birthdays for my friends, other baby showers for not only my friends, but also coworkers, I have learned a lot about the event planning business and the event rental business and just everything events. And through that, I started to be like the go-to person for planning parties, especially at work. And things started to become more frequent. It evolved from something that I had fun doing to something that people kept telling me, oh my God, you should start a business, you should start a business. And so it wasn't until I started pursuing a degree in business that I really started to think of in 2015 that I really started to think about, okay, what could that be? And so over time, I just took from 2015 to 2020, brainstorming, trying new things, learning a lot. And then when everything shut down in 2020, being at home, working from home for the first time, I had lots of extra time on my hands because my lunch breaks were at home, my regular breaks were at home. So I was kind of looking around to see like what could I do. And around 2020, 2021, that's when balloon garlands and organic balloons started to get traction, and I started to see more and more videos related to that. And so I launched a balloon and decorating business. It wasn't official or anything like that. It was just word of mouth. I was actually started charging people. I had no idea about charging, and I really started researching and trying to learn what this business was all about. Now, fast forward to now, I started to research and learn as much as I could online. Every time I went to someone else's event, whether it be a birthday party or someone's baby shower, I was always interested in who decorated, who did the decorations, where the decorations came from. I would be asking questions to vendors as a guest, and so that really sparked my interest, and I really started to get serious about, okay, maybe I need to turn this little side hustle and side business that I'm doing unofficially into something more concrete. And so when you are starting out, in a new business like that, in a new venture, maybe it's something that you do find fun and you're very creative, it can feel a little scary. And I think pricing really is something that people don't talk about when you are a creative, because you just want to create. But if you want to go from a side hustle to an actual business, you need to know how to price your garlands and decorations and anything else that you're creating for your client. So pricing can seem a little scary because it's something that you love to do, but then you also want to make a profit if you're going to turn it into a business. If you just want to break even and have a side hustle, then don't listen to this. But if you want to actually get into the business side of being a creative business owner, then you really need to peel back the layers of why pricing is scary. A lot of the times I found that people that I've worked with and helped, they are scared of charging more because either they lack a skill set, either they lack confidence, or they lack some type of self-esteem related thing. And their mindset about money is not connecting to what they want to accomplish as a business owner. So I have started a community to try and help people with that. And I'll have the link down below for you guys if you want to join that free community. We go over design ideas. I try and throw in there some business things. And if you're not interested in that, you just want to learn how to do balloons, That's the main thing that we do over there, but there are like little coaching elements that you can upgrade to and learn from there. And then I want to go back to the mindset shift. You know, the mindset shift is one of those things that it is the biggest hurdle to jump over. And it took me a while, even I'm not perfect, so it took me a while myself to jump over that mindset shift. And I actually had to invest in coaching. I actually had to I joined a coaching group. I joined a business, I guess it was like a balloon business group at first, but then there were other vendors in there that did desserts, other vendors in there that did draping. And we were being coached by a wonderful business coach that I, to this day, have need to thank her, because she helped me push through a lot of my mindset, a lot of my like strongholds on why I got into the business, what I was doing, you know, and I could still hear her voice in my head to this day. I don't work with her anymore, but because she coaches a certain level of entrepreneur at the time. And I was just like, I needed that push. I needed someone to be accountable to. I needed someone to be the mirror of what I was thinking subconsciously, but I wasn't saying out loud. And a lot of the things that she said back to me, and she like had this objective review of what I was saying to her. And she was like, oh, it sounds like this, or, oh, it sounds like you feel like that, you know? And so it really started to peel back the layers of my mindset about money and my mindset about my self-esteem. Fast forward to now, I am in another group. It's a community similar to mine, but it's called Your First 5K. Excuse me. It's a group similar to mine. It's called Your First 5K. It's ran by a woman named Arlan. She is like phenomenal when it comes to business, but particularly for you guys, I would say, even if you just join her group just for the mindset videos, I went through, you know, the modules of the mindset videos because I wanted to make sure I went through all lessons. And even though a lot of the stuff I already knew in there, I would say it's a good starting point if you don't have access to an actual personal coach that you can pay one-on-one all the time, then you can watch those videos. And Arlan does a really good job about, you know, teaching what I learned in my other coaching group through her videos. So she's a really great teacher on mindset. And one of the mindset shifts when it comes to being a creative is you have to get clarity not only on who you are and why you're doing the business, but you also have to get clarity on what you're offering. There's too many times that I run into creative entrepreneurs that want to offer everything to everyone, and everyone's not going to be your customer, and you really have to accept that. You really have to think, okay, this person said no, or this person ghosted me when I sent them a proposal. Like, what does that mean? Don't take it personally. You know, some people aren't a good fit. You send your proposal off, you follow up if you need to, and that's it. I don't think you should be chasing customers. Customers need something, they have a problem, you're the solution. You market yourself, you put yourself out there to say, hey, I'm the solution to your problem. And they see it, they reach out, they inquire, and you, on your end, give them a price, give them whatever proposal, consult with them, give them mock-up, whatever. You do your due diligence. After that, the ball's in their court if they want to purchase. The ball's in their court if they want to move forward. And you shouldn't take it personally. You don't know what's going on the other side of that email. It could be a family situation. It could be financially a situation. You don't know. So you can't take it personally that someone ghosts you in the DMs, or someone ghosted you, you know, on text or email. It's a part of the business. And as creatives, I think creative entrepreneurs take things a lot more personally than other entrepreneurs, and because we are selling our creativity, and a lot of the times your creativity is very personal to you. Your creativity is a piece of you. And if I was just at McDonald's working, if I was, selling McDonald's, or I owned a McDonald's, I wouldn't care if someone didn't want the burger or didn't like the burger. It's just a burger. It's just food. Like, okay, go somewhere else. Bye. But when I'm selling like a piece of my art, a piece of my vision, it hits a little different, and I understand that. But what you have to shift your mind into thinking is that my creativity is just not a fit for them. It has nothing to do with you personally. It's just not a fit. And you have to accept that. So you really need to, oh my God. You really need to think about, why am I in this business? Like I said, I started and my journey was kind of a roller coaster, doing things for myself and then doing things for friends and then doing things for family. And then it evolved into something bigger that I don't think I could have foreseen. Like what I'm doing now, I don't think I could have foreseen 10, 15 years ago. So that's another thing, is like, it's a journey. Business is a journey. And a lot of the times you pivot, but the pivoting isn't like starting a new business. The pivoting is just focusing. It's just focusing on what is right. What do people want? Sometimes people want, I don't know, Labubus were a hot topic for a very, very long time. And lately, since 2026 started, I haven't seen anything about Labubus lately. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like consumers and purchasing goes, in a roller coaster, goes in waves, and not everybody's going to be into the same things all the time. And so you have to prepare yourself for those shifts. Shifts. You have to prepare yourself for those shifts. You have to stay on top of the trends. You have to see what's trending, but not always want to be trending, but maybe like add your own little spin to it to bring something unique and authentic to what people are into and what's trending. And then what else did we talk about? Gaining confidence in your pricing is a really big thing. And I really want anyone who watches this video or works with me to have the confidence to raise their price every year. We just recently raised our prices on our thrones, which is one that I'm sitting in right now, and haven't had a problem. Like my husband was like, "Oh, are you sure that's a good idea? Aren't you gonna, turn people off?" But I was just thinking, no, like I'm actually adding more value by upping our prices, because now there's no hassle with delivery. Like now, because we upped our prices, we can offer free delivery to all our customers. So it sounds crazy, but I ran the numbers. I did my research on everything that's been popular, everything like what's been our most popular styles, our most popular sizes as far as thrones. And it just makes sense. And it hasn't slowed us down. It hasn't stopped the bookings. It hasn't stopped the inquiries. So, like I said, the right customer is going to fit for the right business. And then mindset shift, for sure. Check out Arlan's group. I'll leave a link down below, because I want you guys to be as successful as I am, if not more. And as I continue to grow, I'm going to bring you guys the latest information and the latest knowledge that I've researched and that I've actually taken into action and done the actions on. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Behind the Craft, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.